Hi everyone, Lisa here from Down to Earth Gardening, and happy fall and happy planting day. So I love planting days. I love planting bulbs, plants, the seeds for the next season. It just gives us hope for spring at this point. But today's video is on recycling some daffodil and tulip bulbs. So as gardeners, we all like to recycle, reuse, repurpose. And I have a bucket of miscellaneous tulip and daffodil bulbs here that I'm going to show you how to replant. I'm going to walk you through that. So after the bulbs have faded in the spring, so after they flowered, the greens died back, it's safe to lift them from the ground. So we lift them when we are doing a seasonal display. We have to make room for the next season's flowers. And we do have a couple of displays that we will plant bulbs every year. We also do that when we're renovating a garden and where we pull out some treasures, some bulbs we didn't know were there, and so we'll store them and save them, and I'm going to tell you how to do that. Or if we just don't like where the bulbs are, they're not doing great. So for any of those reasons, you can lift your bulbs, but the important thing is to lift them after the greens have died back, because that's how they take up their energy for the next season. So really, after that's done, you can go ahead and lift your tulip and daffodil bulbs anytime, right through the end of fall, in fact, until the ground freezes. So we lifted these in the early summer, and like I said, daffodils and tulips. And what I'm doing here is I'm just checking to make sure they're all healthy. So I want to make sure that they are all firm. Any soft bulbs I'm going to be throwing away. And by the way, I just want to show you can kind of tell the difference between the daffodils and the tulips just by looking at them. So this here is daffodil bulb here, slightly different shape. And the tulip here is a little smoother. You can still see some of the paper on it. So I don't know what varieties they are. It's going to be a surprise. So what we're going to be doing is planting them here in this raised bed that we've quickly put together, which is another video on how to create a quick and easy raised bed. So this here is just a 5x8 raised bed, and we lined the bottom with some mesh, and that's really important when it comes to the tulip bulbs. And in fact, I have a whole video that's dedicated to that, because we want to plant them to protect against the rodents. So voles for one, but any kind of rodent will get at them from above and below, and the voles will tunnel under. So we stapled the mesh right to the bottom of the bed before we put the soil in. So then we added our soil, and now we're going to nestle the bulbs in, and then we're going to top it off with a little more soil, and then some chicken wire from any of the rodents that are going to try to get the bulbs from the top, and then hopefully we'll have enough time to do a nice light layer of mulch. So this here is not going to be for a display bed. It's strictly going to be for the purposes of having some cutting flowers in the spring. And stay tuned, because I will show you how it comes out in the spring, and I can't wait for that. But if you know what you're lifting, you can also incorporate them just into groups, into any of your gardens or foundation plantings, mailbox plantings, borders. Just go ahead and do that, and if it turns out that you don't like where they are, or if you're surprised by the colors and they don't go with what you already have, then you can just do the same cycle again. Lift them after the greens have died back. My hot tip would be, when you're storing them until they're ready to plant, you just want to make sure that they are in a cool, dry location, so they can be in crates, boxes, whatnot, where there isn't a lot of moisture, dark and dry. Okay, it's planting time. So I'm not doing any kind of arrangement or any particular design for these bulbs because, like I said, I don't know exactly what colors, heights they are. So it's just going to be a cutting garden. But we have some nice topsoil in here, some screen topsoil at about a 2.5, 3-inch depth. And I'm just nestling the bulbs in, and I can put them kind of tight. And so remember, you want to plant them points up to the sky like a Hershey kiss and just nestle them right in there. And it's a cutting garden, so it's okay to pack them in.